doing? It's your girl JRose. I know y'all missed me. We took a couple weeks off of What You Say Poet because your girl needed to take a break. I was tired. I had a lot going on. Basement renovations, new projects going on. October is going to be a very big month for us over here at the Rose Garden event. So stay tuned. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'm super, super hyped for this week's guest. I cannot wait to introduce you to him. He is a UK-based poet. So it's like 1 a.m. over there right now. I'm so grateful for him staying up past his bedtime to come chop it up with me. So without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Rohan Samuel.
Hey, what's up? You all right? You all right? You all right?
How
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm good, I'm real good, real good. Little tired, but I had to be here. I had to represent. Do you
Did
know
you
what I
have to
mean?
like drink coffee before you like to stay up for tonight?
So I've had like 3 cups. I'm like super charged right now. I'm charged. That Ecuadorian coffee, like
Oh yeah,
so.
that's the strong stuff.
Uh, yeah, trust me. That's the real deal. The real deal.
Yes. Well, welcome to What to Say Poet Rohan. I
Thank
would
you.
love for you to tell the audience a little bit more about you because I got to talk to you a little bit before we went live, but give
Mhm.
them a little scoop at what you got going on.
Well, I'm a poet in London, UK based. So yeah, man, fish and chips and that. And with my poetry, so like I started spoken word poetry last year November. So I would say I'm pretty new to the scene.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, considering like all the greatness that's come before me. And I, with my poetry, it's about inspiring people to show their voice and to speak their truths because at the end of the day, that's what's important and that's what keeps conversation and positivity moving. So I talk about things like knife crime, police brutality. I talk about self-esteem, positivity, improving yourself. And it's very
Hmm.
much linked into wordplay as well. So I like to play around with words. I wouldn't say I'm Eminem status. He's like up there with the gods, but I'm getting there slowly. I'm getting there slowly. So I like to play around with words. So a couple of poems I'm gonna drop today. Let me know what you think of the wordplay and that, because
Oh, I
yeah,
can't wait. I always love UK. I mean, you probably hear it all the time from US, people from the US. Like your accent
mm,
is already like it grabs our attention immediately.
yeah.
So like when you
You really like the British
yeah, we
accent.
do. We love that shit. Okay, let me
Yeah.
tell you. But that's why like when you have the accent and then you have the wordplay, it just makes it
Mm.
sound like so much like better. So
We say that for the US as well sometimes. Like
do you?
there's certain accents in the US that are just like so beautiful,
Yeah,
just
like
so
what are
beautiful.
your some of your favorite US accents?
I like the rawness of the New York accent. It's just raw. It's just so raw and just
It's
gutter. Like
rugged, right? It's a little rugged.
yeah, it's a little rough, a little chilly in the back of the
Yeah,
throat.
I
Um,
get that
I
all the time.
I like the way they slur their words in like Alabama, like that
Oh,
kind of country grammar
the
feel. I like the way
country.
they slur. Yeah, I like the way they slur their words and
We call that a twang. They got a twang, a
yeah, the
southern
twang.
twang.
Yeah, yeah, little Nelly country grammar and that.
Yes.
Mm,
So let me ask you because you just brought this to my mind when you mentioned Nelly. Like, how is the hip hop scene out there in London? Because it sounds like it's popping out there.
do you know what? It's changed a lot, if I'm honest with
Really?
you. Yeah, so like I would say the American hip hop scene proper flooded London like in like the 2000s, 2010, even going up to like yeah, like 2010, 2012. And then like we've got our own style called grime, and then we've got like drill. Like Drake does a lot of stuff with like British artists.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Drake, book me.
Wait, put them.
Book
So do
me.
you do you do you dabble into hip hop because you're very multifaceted. You're not just a poet, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff a little
Nah.
as we continue. But do you dabble in spitting some bars and some rhymes?
I used to when I was younger. I wouldn't say I was very good. It used to be me and my friends in the playground, little Sony Ericsson, like back in the days, the little
Oh
Sony
my
Ericsson.
God.
Yeah, all in a circle, just spitting rhymes. But now I wouldn't say I freestyle so much now. I mean, I can, but it's not to the level that I would put it out
Yeah.
there to the
You
world,
the
it's
writer, but you could write. You write it out.
yeah, I could definitely write. I could freestyle in my shower, but you're gonna have to like it's gonna have to be more than just an online interview for that, do you
You
know what
know, I hear
I
that. So when did
mean?
you start writing? What inspired you to start doing poetry?
So I've always loved poetry. Like I used to watch, sorry, Def Jam poetry.
Oh yes, yo,
Yeah, back
Russell Simmons,
yeah,
Russell, holla at me.
Russell.
Let's get this
That's what I'm
popping again.
saying. See, that's what I'm talking about. So,
Somebody
back,
tag Russell Simmons in.
yeah,
Let him know
for real.
I'm ready to bring Def Poetry Jam back.
It's,
Like,
oh,
let's bring it back.
it
Everybody needs to
needs
see
to.
that.
But like I used to listen to people like Shehan, Daniel Beatty, Gemini, like even
Yes,
Kanye came on there when he was like we're talking old school Kanye, do you know what I mean?
yes.
Yeah, when he
Lemon
was on there.
Anderson, La
Yeah,
Bruja.
so I've always loved like poetry and then we get like in schools in England they teach you poetry, but it's not the same. It's very much like watered down, old school, like
Like
early
classic.
1900s. Yeah, classics. So I mean, I was quite a big, like quite a chubby kid. So I used to use poetry to talk to girls.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm not gonna expose the track record. I'm not gonna expose the track record, but
What? Oh, where?
yeah.
How many poems wait? Did you write a different poem for every girl, or did you like write? Did you recycle the poem? You could tell us now.
We'll talk offline. We'll talk offline.
See,
But but yeah, but I think it was just it like back then it was more of like a confidence booster than anything. I wasn't really paying attention to poetry back then.
mm,
We're talking like 11, 12 years old, right?
yeah.
Um, but I would say about two and a half, a little bit longer years ago, I broke up from a serious relationship and like my mind was very sort of distorted. I was in quite a dark place and I remember taking a train from my house going into London, into like West London. No, sorry, that's like East London. And I don't know what happened. I think God just took over me, and I just started writing on my phone. And I
Mm,
wrote about 10 poems just on my phone,
oh my
um,
gosh.
of just anything. I even wrote a poem about the train ride going to where I
What?
was going. Yeah, going to the you guys we call it I think you guys call it a mall, a super mall.
Oh yes, yes. What do you
Yeah,
call it?
yeah. A shopping center. Call it a
Oh,
shopping center.
yeah. We call it shopping center too sometimes,
Uh,
depending.
all right,
That's like
yeah.
a smaller,
Uh,
smaller scale.
yeah. But then it wasn't anything that it was more therapy. Those type of poems are more therapy. There wasn't anything that I would put on stage. But
Yeah.
then
So
November,
how did that transition happen from when you were just using poetry as therapy? How did it turn into something that's performance based?
well, like, I it I don't know. I don't really know where the switch happened. I don't know why the switch happened, but
Mm,
I noticed that my work started to get longer and longer. It wasn't just like short, sort of like one, two, three stanzas. It started to get longer and longer, and it wasn't so much structured. It was more just my mind pouring onto the paper. And
yes.
my first ever like spoken word poem was I'm gonna use the word anyway. It was called No Niggers, Just Brothers and Sisters,
Yes,
and
yes. Okay.
it was about how the N word, the word nigger, is very fashionable when it has lots of deeper connotations and meanings to it.
Absolutely.
Um, and I was just like, it kind of bothers me because it's used so flippantly
Is it
without a lack of care.
is it a popular like trendy term in the UK? Because I know in the US it's like almost part of our culture where
Mm,
like we kind of talk to each
mm.
other that way on the regular. So is that like the norm in the UK also?
It it's not the norm, but it's used more fashionably.
Mm.
Um, like I would say it was there was elements that was taken from like the hip hop culture in the US, especially like the rap scene in the US, and it became, I would say in England we became sort of desensitized to the word, and it
Yeah.
was used, like people ask, like people not of color ask people of color for like a nigger pass, like can I say that word just once, please? And it's like,
Oh my
well,
gosh.
if you know you're not supposed to say it, why are you asking to say it for? Like,
Like,
do
why
you
are
know what I
you
mean?
feeling to say that word? Like,
Right,
I,
exactly. And it's so in England, it's a little bit different.
yeah.
It's a little bit different to in America. And then I actually wrote this piece called "No Niggas, Just Brothers and Sisters," and I went on stage for Flow Vortex.
Oh, is
Um,
that the flowetry?
yeah, Flowetry.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And this was like the first time I've ever been on stage, right? There was like 150 people there,
Wow.
and I was just sweating on stage. I was sweating. Like one of my friends was on stage as well. Scoop, Big Scoop, he was on stage as well. And I was like, yo. And I remember doing this poem, and I remember there was a white lady in the front of the crowd, and she was just staring at me like, and I was thinking, oh, it's crap.
Now, do you think that some of your poetry, because you speak about social injustice and you talk about racism and you talk about all these like difficult topics, do you
Mm.
feel that people, how do people normally respond to your poetry being so like deep?
People are very positive. Like they're very positive. Like they comment on the wordplay, and they comment on the message,
Mm,
because for me, it's all about spreading a message.
yeah,
Like like I know my skills, I know my value, I know my worth, and a lot of people don't know their worth. A lot of
yeah,
people sell themselves short for materialistic things, or like even things that aren't materialistic, like love, and they sell themselves short. So I'm
yeah.
very much a person.
Popularity, clout.
Yeah, popularity, yeah, clout, so I'm very much a person that wants to inspire, that wants to make that change. I'm trying to drip feed you my truths so you can
Mm.
resonate with it. Like I'm not trying to do that, the whole Jehovah's Witness knocking on everyone's door. Like I'm just trying to
Can I
drip
read
feed.
you a
Yeah,
poem?
yeah, like I'm just trying to drip feed you some truth so you can sit back and go, okay, I feel that. And
Yeah,
then obviously, because at the end of the day, like there's, you can help a lot of people, right, with poetry.
absolutely.
Um, because it's different from like teaching them in a classroom.
Yeah.
And like I'm a teacher, I actually teach in a classroom, so I
Really?
know.
What do you teach?
Yeah. So you guys call it high school, we call it secondary school.
Okay. So you teach
Yeah.
secondary school. Is it a certain grade or a certain subject?
Yeah, so I teach design technology, and I also do an after school club, so spoken word poetry to help mental health.
Oh, that's so dope.
Yeah, so
Now
I do
you
those two.
obviously you're good with the kids, right? Because you teach, but you also are a single dad, right?
Yeah, yeah, I am. Three
What is
kids.
that life like? What's it like being a single dad and trying to be a creative and being a mentor to other children?
Like it's not easy,
No.
but I would say I'm starting to find a nice balance now, you
Good.
know. And it took a while, like it took a good couple of years. So it's not like I woke up the next morning and yeah, life is jiggy.
Yeah.
Like it took a while. But it's also a case of like as they grow, you grow as well. So like as my kids are growing, like I'm also growing and evolving, and I'm learning a lot about them as they're learning about me as well. Like
Yeah.
for like my older boy is 6 years old, and like he's listened to a few of my poems, obviously like the ones that haven't got like swear words in
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I had to keep it PG,
Yeah.
right? But
Listen, they
he's
they
listened to a
they
few of
hear
them.
it.
Yeah, but he wants to write a poem with me, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
how did that make
so
you feel when he told you that?
I was at first I was shocked because I didn't actually know that because like what he hides behind like the door and listens to me.
Yes,
Like,
my son
do you
does
know
the
what I
same
mean?
thing. He's 5, and
Mm,
he likes to make beats. So when he hears me practicing my poetry, he tries to do like a drum beat for me because he thinks I'm
that's so
rapping.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. A little Dr. Dre in the building.
Yes. Do you find yourself like nurturing those interests in your children when they express interest?
100%, 100%. You have to. You
Yeah,
have to. Like all my kids are autistic. They're all autistic.
really.
Like yeah,
So
we
you're
sit down and
you're
we
multi
show
you're
them.
very multifaceted. So like
Mm.
did they each pick up one different thing from you?
I think they picked up a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah.
my daughter is very she's very strong-minded. Um and like she has like an afro and she's very like opinionated and
Yes, sis.
yeah, like yeah, she's a proper queen, like she is a queen. Do you know what I
I
mean?
love that.
But then at the same time, like she's very emotional. Like she's a proper daddy's girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my younger boy, Shay, because I got twins, boy and a girl twins.
What?
Yeah, yeah, boy and a
Twins.
girl
Oh
twins.
my God.
Yeah, so
How do you handle that? Do they play tricks on you? Well, they're not identical twins, so they can't
no,
like
they're not. No, 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 they can't. No, they can't trick me. They, oh boy, they can't trick me. But like with my other boy who's the twin, he's got my humor and like I wouldn't say it's not to say like everything's funny to him, but like he sees the world differently. You know what I
yes.
mean? Like he tries to find like all the positives in the world. Like he's still like a sensitive soul and that, but he tries
Yeah.
to see like the positives in the world. Like he's always smiling. Like he wants to do fun. Like he wants to like backflip off my sofa and do you know what I mean? Like all these things. And then like my older boy who's 6, he's very much like he's so clever. Like he's
Mm.
so clever. Like we play this game called Land or Sea,
What's
right?
that?
So so if we were to play it now, right? Like you have to think of an animal, yeah?
Okay.
And then so think of an animal. We'll play it now, might as well. So think
All
of an
right,
animal.
let's play. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of an animal. Okay.
So the first question you always ask is it land does it live on the land or sea?
Land.
Okay, so has it got 4 legs?
Yes.
So is it brown in color?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little
Just
bit.
parts of it.
Parts of it. Okay. So is it a herbivore or carnivore?
Herbivore.
Herbivore. Damn, man, that's like nearly every animal. I'm really bad at this game, by the way. Does it live in Africa?
Yes.
Is it a gazelle?
No.
Damn, does it have horns?
No. Well, I think so, but they're like tiny.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get
I don't
this.
think they're horns. I don't think they're horns. No.
Nah, I'm never gonna get this. I'm that bad.
It's really tall.
Is it giraffe?
Yes. I gave it
Yeah.
away. I gave it away.
Yeah. But like my boy knows everything about animals. Like I play this game with him, right? And I'm on like a losing streak of like over 100. Like
He's the champion. He's like the undefeated champion. Is that what it
is
is?
it he asks me to play and I'm like, no, I'm busy, because like I can't take it no more. Like
He wants to feel good about himself. He's like, I know.
yeah,
Let me play with this loser.
yeah, it's true. I'm like, play with your brother or sister. He's like, no, you, and I'm like, no.
He wants to win.
He wants, yeah, all the time. But like again, like he's so creative. Like like he does like we write. We do writing together. Like he's always drawing. So again, like all of them are very artistic and creative in their own way.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not a case of me being like, oh, I want all of you to be spoken word poets. Like I don't want that. If they
Yeah.
want that, cool, we push that. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, like my role as a father is to guide them to greatness and to build a foundation for them to be like, okay, so the foundation is here, and then they push up from there. Do you understand what I'm saying
Yeah.
to you? So
I know
like
you have a piece
that's
about
me.
fatherhood.
Yeah. I got a piece. It's called Just a Father.
You
Um,
gonna, you gonna share with us?
yeah, 100%. So like I wrote this piece because I was sick of people being like, "Oh, you're such a good single father," and
Yeah.
like I don't take compliments too well. Um, but I just thought in my mind, I'm like, I'm just doing what any other dad would do, you know.
Yeah, what
But
you're supposed to do. Yeah.
yeah, what you're supposed to
I
do,
love
but
that.
to other people, it's like this miraculous thing, and it kind of got me upset because I'm like, well, like one, why are you even telling me this? Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that I'm gonna get into this. This one's called Just a Father.
Yes. Let me put the spotlight on you. Hold on, hold on. Please share.
Okay. How can I express the joys of being a father when the statistics of me portray a different story? How do I stop my own demise so my children can see me rise with every waking of the sun? The pressure of life is released through the pores of my skin till I itch and I scratch like, you know, when your parents are giving that good beating and they hit you in that spot that you can never reach. And it's the like moment that I have to suppress because I don't want them to see my crumbling frailties that paints a visual image of my adult life. You see, people tell me I'm a good single father, and my response to them is 5 words long. No, I am a father. Your ideological views of what a father should be should never come into the same light as me. You take your past burns and your built bridges and somehow reflect that upon my reality. So when you see me, twins in the buggy and one in the shoulder, legs tired because he's been playing kiss chase the whole day, you automatically think that a heavy burden is something I am carrying through sheer determination, free will, blood, sweat, love, tears, ripped hair, baggy eyes, true grit. Oh shit, fuck this. Eyes will cry, pain, strife, sacrifice, live life, have to do it. But they forgot about want to do it. And they forgot about need to do this. You see, they forgot when they went through this. Now, I am the one that have sowed my seeds and looked after the biology that God graced. You see, I am a father. And no court cases, lawmakers, right activists can ever tell me how to be a father. It's forever innately in my soul. It's the core construct that has been stitched into the fibers of my design. The innate feeling of love and nurture that comes side by side until one day your child walks forward in life, but still feels you that you are with them side by side. It's the face that you wake up to in the morning because they're your sunrise. It's the reason you gave life to guide life, so their life becomes just as purposeful as the meaning of life itself. My role as a father isn't a movie flick. I can't say cut and action with every snap back and clap of the hands. I'm in it till death do us part. And I'll even fight the Grim Reaper if death do us part. I may at times feel like a frail father, but you'll never see the symptoms. No doctor can examine this unity of body and soul. I only have a belly because my gut instincts are strong, and I will use my fatherly instincts to sometimes give my children what they want, but always give them what they need. So whilst Newton's theory has me sinking from shoulder to feet, just know I got those Pinocchio strings to hold me up. When Jiminy Cricket plays the devil's advocate and tells me I'm a good father, so me not knowing in life has me knowing in life that I'm doing what's in my means. But you see, I'm not supposed to be here. Black statistics painted as facts and passed off as the bigger picture. So while I stand tall dressed as a bigger figure, apparently my children should be off with another man who's playing the role as a bigger figure. But those black statistics tell me I shouldn't be here. I'm a brainless breeder, only good for prepping the ovens, but not worthy for taking care of the mill. A wonderless wanderer that's only good for fertilizing the crop, but isn't around for the harvest. Well, dead your facts. I am here, and I always will be. The heirs of my dynasty will never walk in my shadow because they never trail behind me. I 50-50 the creation of these physics with central biology, so it's only right that I develop the chemistry to make sure that their place resides in the stars of astronomy. So when people tell me I'm a good single father, my reply to them is only 5 words long. No, I am a father. That's me.
Woo! Yes. Yes. See, that's what fathers do. That's what fathers
Yeah, man.
do.
But there's so many good fathers out there and they don't get the representation because like people just play on the statistics, you know, and the media really pushes these statistics, especially about black people. And it's like, you know what?
Oh yeah. I
There
think
are
that
so many situations.
no, you're right. And I think that black men definitely get the the shit end of the stick because they get
100%.
no respect. That there's no expectation that they're actually going to be in their children's lives. Meanwhile, there's so many amazing, wonderful black fathers out there, I mean, I would even shout out like my children. I have two children. They both have different fathers, and both of their fathers are, actively in their lives, and they're
Mm,
very good to them, and they take care of them. I don't have to ask really for anything when it comes to my children, because they
mm,
step up to the plate, and
mm,
so I know that I'm blessed. Because some women don't have that, but then there's a lot of
mm,
women too that we create bad situations and push the men away from wanting
mm.
to be a father, and
100%.
keep men from being fathers. So
Mhm.
women out there, y'all need to stop the shit. Let the
Give
men
us a
be in your
break,
children's
man.
lives, especially if they want to be in your children's lives. It's
Mm,
like, don't be difficult. And shout out to
100%.
all the amazing Black fathers out there. Y'all are doing a great
100%.
job.
For
You
real.
too. You
Definitely.
doing a great job, Rohan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm
So
just doing what I do.
you also dabble into visual arts, right?
Yeah.
You are an abstract painter, you do sculpting, you do
Mm,
photography. Like,
yeah.
where did that come from?
So I've always been creative. Like my mother was a very creative person.
Mm.
She was a seamstress. She was a cake decorator. She was a painter, a drawer. My brother, he also did drawing as well.
Really? No, let
Um,
me ask you
yeah,
something. Side note: does your family come from the Caribbean?
yeah. We come from St. Lucia.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
a little bit of a Caribbean accent mix.
Ah,
I
stop
heard
it.
it. I heard it. I heard it.
Nah. Do you know what? It comes out strong when I'm like angry or ordering food. So like, yeah,
Two
it comes
very
out strong.
intense moments, right?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so I've always been a drawing, so like pencil drawing from young, from like real young. And
Mm.
like in school, art was really the only subject that I truly enjoyed. Um, so I decided to take it further. And like when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a famous artist and travel around the world. And then I realized like,
Ooh.
yeah, and then I realized, adults have to pay bills and stuff. So like,
Listen, you
kids,
can pay bills being an artist.
yeah,
It's hard
you
to
have
get
to,
there.
yes, it's just hard. So like, but then I went to uni, I studied mixed media fine art, and I actually went into uni as a photographer, and I did something called like installation art, where you put art within a space. Um, and one of the pieces I did at uni in my foundation year is I was actually speaking about identity, and
Mm.
like I did like this massive black box from like ceiling to floor, and I actually played a videotape of myself talking about my own identity, and it was completely black, right? Like on the inside, you couldn't see anything, but you walk in and there's like a little torch. You take the torch and you shine it, and I had like Polaroid pictures of all of these faces of all different people from different ethnicities, and they just had blank expressions. So like you're listening to me, you're looking at these people, and you're like confined in this really small space. So it's like taking away your own prejudice of what identity is, and
Mm.
being forced to look at other people's identities.
Ooh,
So
that's
yeah, so
powerful.
yeah, so I did that piece. So and it was mainly photography, and I went to uni, and it was a mixed media fine art course. So we did like everything, all sorts of painting, sculptures. So the sculpture and the painting started at university, and we had this project called to develop the worst painting. So I was like, okay, I'll I'll just paint the queen. I had no idea like what I wanted to do, and like personally, I don't like feet. I just think they're kind of gross. So I
What?
decided to. I don't know. I just like everyone's beautiful from the ankles up. Do you know what I mean?
I'm done.
But yeah. So I just don't like feet. Like shout out to anyone that sucks toes and does that. Like you
Word,
do.
right? Nah,
Yeah.
I don't do
You like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's just not me in it. So like I decided like I was gonna paint my uncle's foot. So I
that.
took a picture of his foot when he was sleeping, right? And
Weird.
yeah, like but I painted it, but I decided I didn't just want to use paint. I wanted to create texture with paint as well. So I mixed sand with the paint, so it had like this really grainy like look and this grainy feel. Um,
So
and my
he made his feet look rough.
yeah, look even more rough. No cocoa butter, nothing. So, but it was crazy because my tutor Pip Thompson, like really amazing person, really amazing person. He looked at me and he went, "You're a painter," and I was like, "No, I'm a photographer." And he took my camera. She took my camera and he went, "Never touch this again. You're a painter."
Oh
And
my
then
God.
yeah, he saw a talent in me, and from since then I've been painting and it's just been developing like abstract paintings like
Yeah,
these that's like one of mine on the wall.
I see.
That's
You
yeah,
mentioned
that's
that
made.
it has wax on it. You mentioned
Yeah, so it's made. I've mixed paint and wax together and I put it on the canvas, so it's made out of wax.
like
So
you melted wax and then
yeah.
mixed with
So
paint.
yeah, so I melted the wax, mixed the paint with it, and then I took like a spoon and I dripped it all over to create different textures. Like there's different levels and textures and effects on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's one of my pieces from uni.
that's so cool. I never even like heard of anybody doing that before.
My daughter just woke up. What's wrong?
Oh, hey
Yeah,
baby.
calm, chill. I'm in an interview. Okay. Yeah,
Hi.
say hello.
Oh, you got curly hair like me. What's up,
Yeah,
curly?
you don't want to say hi? Okay,
No.
that's fine.
She wants
Well,
you
she's
to
not.
be quiet so she
Yeah.
can sleep.
It's alright. Just come sleep with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
those
So
curls.
yeah. So that's how I got into painting, and then I've just never looked back. I've always been
Yeah.
creative. I was signed to a gallery for like a year, and then I went to Egypt to the Egyptian Biennale, and I was on like Good Morning Egypt, and we were
What?
like, yeah, we were painting in the mountains and in the desert, and it was a competition.
Yes. Oh no. What happened? You froze. Oh, there
Hello?
you go. There you go.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah. So
competition.
yeah, it was a competition of 100 artists around the world, and
Oh wow.
yeah, I came second place.
What?
Yeah, I came second place.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
I want
in.
to see more of your art now. I mean, I've seen your
Yeah,
poetry. I've heard some of your stuff on your page, but you got to start posting some of that art.
I actually haven't painted since 2013.
What?
2013. Yeah, I haven't
What made
actually
you
painted
stop?
since 2013. Um,
Time management.
time, kids, teaching, uh, what
Don't let
else?
him blame you, honey. Okay.
No, never. I think also like my life was just going in a different kind of track, and
Yeah,
like it's very expensive to buy art materials.
I
So
know. I know. It
it,
is. It
yeah,
is.
in my head I was like, I'd rather buy nappies and milk than art materials.
Listen.
So yeah, it got to the point where like my creativity was also getting drained in like a very toxic relationship. So when I
Mm,
came out of that relationship, I was like, oh wow, like I had to work on myself, and my creativity manifested into poetry so much, but for like therapy reasons, and then obviously came into spoken word.
yeah.
But I haven't lost the skill of painting. I
No,
just
no. It's like riding
haven't
a bike,
had
right? You
time.
just get back on.
Yeah, yeah. It's just time and space to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I do stuff with my kids and that, obviously, but it's not like
I know, but
what
it's
you
not
see at
like
the back.
you put a whole canvas, you know?
Yeah,
Well, I would love to see you do some paint one day. I would love to see that.
one day, one day,
Get
one
you
day.
get you back in there.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
and we're gonna wrap up in a little bit, but before we say goodnight to everybody, you've been dropping some gems. You've been talking about, your life as a creative, your life as a father, as a single father, because that makes a difference. Um,
Mm.
but I wanted to know what is like your last gem, your last thought, like something that you want the audience to walk away with.
Um, for me personally, I would say to tell your truths.
Mm,
Everybody's different. Everybody's unique. I mean, if I'm honest with you, being unique is what makes you different now.
Yeah.
especially in a world where everybody wants to chase clout. Being unique is what makes you different now, but everybody has their truths. So you need to tell your truths. And as much as we feel like we're being suppressed by governments and regimes, and there's talk of new world order and everything else, like it's us as the 99% that can make a change. We're just conditioned to think that we can't, but we can. Because in maths, the bigger percentage is always more dominant than the smaller.
Yeah.
So we as a people need to tell our truths. We need to act upon our truths as well. Like I talk with obviously my spoken word poetry, but I'm active. I'm trying to teach the kids to better their mental health, and that's why I do a spoken word poetry club in the school that I teach. So
Mm-hmm.
tell your truths and act upon your truths, and you'll start to get that positive domino effect.
Mm.
And from there, change can actually come. It doesn't seem so now because it's a starting point, but nothing in this world starts easy.
Mm. That's so
So
true.
that's
There
me.
you go. There you go. Dropping gems. Speak your truth. I love it. I love it. I love it. In a world with so many fake people, fake
Mm,
bodies, fake friends,
mm,
speaking your truth is so important. Um,
100%.
I'm here for all of that. Please, Rohan, tell the audience where they can find you, where they can follow you, where they can find any of your work. Let them know.
Yeah. Well, I'm on Instagram, so you can follow me at poet_RS. See, the RS stands for Rohan Samuel. Yes, it's down there, it's down there,
It's
it's down
down there
there,
somewhere.
it's
There you
down
go.
there.
There
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
coming, it's coming, it's coming. I've got quite a few projects going on. So on the 10th, I'm actually going to be in Nashville, Tennessee, I believe. Never good at geography, so I
Yo,
apologize.
he's coming to the U.S. He's coming
Yeah,
to the U.S.
I'm coming to the
I wish
US.
Tennessee was closer to New York. I swear I would drive out there to come see you perform. But Tennessee is like, I think it's pretty far from, it's at least like
I
10,
think
12
it's
hours.
Yeah, it's like on the other side, but it's gonna be for Say It Louder. So obviously it's gonna be zoomed. But they're gonna stream it on Facebook, I believe. So Say It Louder presents, and I'm gonna be representing the UK, talking about Black Lives Matter and influential things that we could do as Black people. I've got a few shows in England with Theatre Peckham. And I've got a collaboration coming with an amazing, talented artist called Miles Raphael. And we're doing a Black History Month special where we've created poems about figures of influence within the Black community. So we'll be looking at Sanchez, James Baldwin, Martin Luther King, and Rosa Parks. And we've also got a Black Lives Matter piece that we've written each, and we're going to collaborate them together. So watch out for that one. Rohan Samuel and Miles Raphael. That's going to be a crazy one. That's going to be all over my Instagram.
Yes,
So
I
yeah,
see you. I
definitely
see
check
the
it out.
excitement. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I can't wait.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I wish you all the best in these projects. I can't wait to see everything. I can't
Mm.
wait for you to come out here, and next time you gotta come to New York, and we gotta do it up out here.
Do you know my
Um,
auntie lives in New York? You know.
there you go. See,
Yeah,
come on out.
she lives in the Bronx.
The BX. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
We always, New York. We always extra with everything. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Rohan, for stopping by. What you say,
Thank you for
poet,
having me.
chopping it up with me. Thank you guys that tuned in live, and those of you that are going to tune in for the replay. Appreciate all the love and support. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, or you follow us on Facebook, or on the gram. You know where we're at the Rose Garden events. And I'm your host, JRose. You can follow me at My Crumble Thoughts. It's down there. But thank you so
Yeah.
much, guys. And like I always say, keep growing. Peace, guys.
See you later.
Ah.